Buongiorno and welcome back to Brooklyn Cooking. Today we're doing dried sausage. It's that time of year, it's the Saturday before the Super Bowl, and it's a good time to do it because they have to hang in the garage for a while and we need it to be on the cold side. So we got here 22 pounds of chopped pork butt. Got some in the can, we put some in the hopper ready. So basically it's the same as the sausage video, so we're going to put a link to that so you can go there and we don't have to show you the whole thing. The only difference is from there we're going to add the curing agents, which first thing is this pink cure number 2, Prague powder number 2. We got about 22 pounds of meat, so we needed about 27 grams of that. We added 130 grams of dextrose. Dextrose is basically just sugar. It's needed in this. And the last thing is instant dry milk. I got a whole bunch of these. I needed about 310 grams of instant dry milk, Carnation instant dry milk. Before you add the curing agents, you'll add all your spices, and you want to taste it to make sure it's good. Because once you don't want to do all this work and it tastes like garbage. So what I do is, after I add all my spices, I make a little patty, I fry it up. If I think it needs a little more salt, I'll add a little more salt. We'll put a whole description in, we'll put the whole recipe in the description. But in most cooking, the goal is that it tastes good. With this, my goal is not to kill anybody. Or at least not to send them to the hospital. Because this is going to just go in the garage all by itself, no refrigeration, and it's going to hang. The smaller ones will hang for a month, the larger ones will hang for about 2 months, and that's it. We'll vacuum pack them and put them in the refrigerator, and they should last forever. And maybe I'll have one sausage buried with me when my time comes. Anyway, we're going to get going here, and we're not going to show you all the stuffing because just look at the sausage video, it's the same, and then we'll show the tying. The tying is very important. We're almost done. I just wanted to show you one thing. These have to be tied. These are the same meats, this and this. They're actually the same meat, same cure. This will be a dried sausage because of its size, and this will be a Soppressata. These are made with natural casing, hog or whatever, and you can eat the casing on these. These are synthetic casing, and you shouldn't eat these. These are made of plastic or whatever, and you peel them off before you eat them. We're going to show you doing the Soppressata. This is the casing. It's, like I said, it's plastic. These are so much easier than doing this. These break at times. You got to tie them each end. This one comes factory tied, which is a pleasure. You hang it up in the garage like this. They don't break. These, you got to make your own little hookups. I like these better, but these are good too. I like these, but I'm sitting down because I'm tired, and we're going to do one more of these because this takes a minute. We'll show you doing this, and then we'll tie up and we'll be ready to go. We'll be done. All right, we have to bring this to the beginning, or to the tube. It's not going to shoot through. And then I'll have my assistant turn the crank. And this one's easy peasy. The only thing with this, these take 2 months to cure. These dried sausages, the smaller ones, the sausages, take only about a month, 4 weeks. So you want to get them full. Very important that when you're drying sausages that they're packed to the end. And we'll hit a stop. We're going to pull it out. Okay, we got one side tied. The other side we have to do by hand. Just get a piece of string. I like to take a little meat with it this way. It holds better, but in this case it's not that important because we have a good factory side. We'll use that. And Well, that's not really all that's to it. We need to tie these up in spots. We tie these for two purposes. One, to make little pieces, pieces that are easier to cut once they dry, and you'll have, easier to vacuum pack. And the other, you want to make them really tight, they won't break. And the other is to condense them, because you really don't want, you don't want any air pockets in these. So that's one. So what I do with the knot, without somebody's finger to hold it in place, you do a little double wrap. Should make this a little longer. These are pretty strong. They're not going to break. Maybe the string will break before them. And that's two. The last one, see how firm they're getting? Last one, wrap once, wrap twice. They want to give it some oomph. That's all she wrote. Once they dry, these are going to shrink a good bit. And once they dry, you can cut them, boom, boom, boom. Vacuum pack them like that. So if you want to give some to a friend, you don't have to give them a whole big giant thing, and give them a little piece. These we tie a little different. We have to tie them at the end, because we have to hang from here. They're not nice and factory sealed, tied. We have to do it ourselves. So we make these a little longer. But basically the same thing. These are a little easier to deal with. Double wrap. Pull down. And then this, we can actually connect these together to give a little more. We can hang like that to give a little more strength to the string. And then we just need one more to make a piece. That's all she wrote. Depending on how they're going to hook, we're going to hang them like that. Or we can hang from that end. But what I try to do when I tie them, I try to get a little piece of the meat with it, which gives you a little more holding power. And that's it. We'll finish up and hang them up, and we'll be back in a month or two. Wanted to give a 2-week time frame here. It was 2 weeks since we started this. These are the smaller dried sausages. They're getting there. Need a little more time, another 10 days or so. These are the Soppressata size. We'll need at least another month, if not more. But these will be ready soon, and we can get going. And that's it. We'll come back in another 2 weeks and see where we stand. 30 days are up. We pulled our sausages out of the garage. They were hanging. They're ready to go. Probably should have pulled them off a couple of days earlier. But this is the Soppressata. These are not ready yet. Still a little soft. These will, just took them down to show you. These will need another couple of weeks. And these are the sausages. So what we gotta do, can't just leave them like this. They'll really dry out and go bad. So the reason we cut them, so we can have nice little pieces. I mean, the reason we tied them, I should say. We're going to cut one open, give it a taste. I mean, we already had some, to be honest with you. These are the way they look. The skin on these you can eat. And very good. Not too dry. The one we cut, we're not gonna vacuum pack. You know, if you made a lot like this, you can't eat them all at once, and if you don't vacuum seal them, well, we just got these pre-cut bags from the seller. You put as many as you want in. Sometimes you make a gift, you maybe put 3 or 4, depending on how generous you want to be. We gotta come around and hopefully this works. That's it. Step away. The machine really released on its own. These are how they look vacuum sealed. Once you plop these in the refrigerator, they'll last at least a few years. Now, if you want to take some out, you know, these bags you could cut. You be careful. Then you could take a couple out and reseal it again, and it's good to go. One we cut, we're not going to seal. The rest we'll seal later. And this we'll just put in aluminum foil, and we'll eat it during the week. That's it from Brooklyn Cooking. Hope you learned something. It's really not that hard. It's not that difficult. We ate a couple, still alive, and I guess it did our job. If you remember the beginning, the purpose is not to kill anybody. So, arrivederci from Brooklyn Cooking. Until next time.